Hi, I'm Heidi and this is my garden. Welcome. Grab yourselves some snacks and a cup of tea and join me as I take you on a tour around my garden at the end of March. Today is a beautiful, beautiful spring day, but the weekend was full of wind and blustering. So let's go and find out what's happening in the garden, the changes that I've made, see the difference in the plants, and just have a quick tour with me. Click like, subscribe and ting that notification bell to get updates
one of
from
the
me.
biggest changes has been the fact that we've had this brick area up. It was flooding, and we've also put in a retaining wall into what will be the dahlia, rose and peony bed. Those of you that know that peonies are quite expensive, so I'm going to be building a collection over the next few years. This was dug up and then is now draining into a drain in the gravel. So the gravel has been added at the back door, and this keeps us a lot cleaner, especially with the dog going in and out. Sweet peas have been added, and that is my tutu hellebore showing herself. Absolutely stunning. She will look even better next year. Foxgloves in there. No cows in the field at the moment. We're expecting them to come across fairly soon because they've started improving the grass and allowing it to grow, so they should come across soon. So in here we've got some Aquilegias, granny bonnets at the bottom, existing rose, lots and lots of what's left of my snowdrops. The Sinus Mariner, that's from David Austin. There's quite a few David Austin roses in this border. The peonies, which is the Sarah Bernhard. A Gertrude Jekyll just there, which is a David Austin's rose. The ivy I've kept at the moment, but I will get rid of that eventually. Coming through, yes, that is cow parsley. I quite like the frothiness of it in a vase, so I'm going to see what it does and then we can keep hold of that. We've got some dahlias here that are unknown. I think, if I remember rightly, they're predominantly pinks. We've got a Olivia Rose from David Austin, which is doing beautifully well. With the camellia, if I remember, let's have a look. I can't remember the name of the camellia. It's just got pink written on it. Let's have a look. Which looks more like red, but hey. I'm not going to complain, it's beautiful. This was a yellow rose. Had a prune and it's doing all right. It seems to have overwintered okay. And then I've got some more peonies here, which is, I think, and that's more Sarah Bernhard. Coming out through this border, this is where I've got all of my hydrangeas that are putting on loads and loads of growth. Not so much this one, a little bit, the silver dahlia. You'll see a big theme in this garden is the forget-me-nots. They are everywhere. How's this one doing? I know this was the one that I was worried about, but it has got some shoots on it, which is brilliant. Got Grandiflora there, more dahlias through here. Daphne. We only had the one flower on the Daphne, but boy could you smell that. It seemed to scent the whole garden. Coming through to in front of the cottage is the table and chair set, or bench set I should say, that my husband's made. We can easily get 10 people around this now. Into the border that backs onto the cottage. This is where all the herbs are. Hopefully you're not picking up that wind too much. It's really gusting again today after the weekend. So we've got, I think it's 9 different types of mint in here. Chives, thyme, oregano. We've got rosemary, feverfew, to name just a few. The parsleys, basil and things like that are all in the greenhouse. technically I have control, but I think to anyone else this is out of control. I can't wait for it all to go back. I'm now literally on weather watch, watching for that last frost, which normally around here is the end of this month. So we've got some more dahlias that have gone in here, heucheras, hellebores. I've got the most fantastic dinner plate dahlias here, which that one is the Omega. Absolutely stunning. These are my parrot tulips. These are going to be beautiful. There's some David Austin roses in there. There's a Super Trooper there, which is from B&Q. And there is a Antique Delight rose there from B&Q. Look at the wood anemone. Beautiful. Got some poppies coming up through there. The Ceanothus that was rescued from the clearance area, looking incredible. One of the many arches that have been purchased along with the solar light, and this is for the Ceanothus to grow up, and it frames going up to the sundial garden. All of these bricks were added over the winter. In here we've got absolutely loads of the geraniums, the hardy geraniums, foxgloves, forget-me-nots, loads of primulas, wallflowers, more geraniums, another bird bath, you can't have too many. The rescued eucalyptus, which I'm going to use for my flower arrangements, coming through to the most gorgeous camellia, which is the raspberry ripple. New path. These slabs were found in and about the garden. This was a pinch point for us going down and using the back of the ponds to get anywhere, and was really mucky and muddy. So popping the path in, and I will get some more slabs just to come around the corner. Hopefully I'll find slabs in the garden. Here on the pond we've got lots of the ornamental poppies. We've got even more forget-me-nots. We've got the maple trees, which are stunning, and I can't wait for them to come out. At the back you've got the Tasmanian tree fern, more hellebores. That's another maple there with the heuchera there, and I believe that's the Scarlet Emperor heuchera, but we'll have a look in a minute. I don't like the bamboo, we've talked about that in a video before. We've got the obsidian heuchera. This one is not doing very well, but the one over here is starting to sprout lovely. Just pop up. These were pre-existing hellebores, absolutely beautiful. I'll try and show you. Just stunning, just stunning. What I tend to do is pick a few heads and float them in a bowl of water, just so I can see them nodding away. So this border is mainly heucheras, ferns, hellebores, and I'm using here the sheep wool slug repellent that I purchased at the beginning of winter. So we'll see how that copes with the slugs here in this garden. There's a viburnum at the back, and then a patch of nettles, which I will keep because I like to keep them for wildlife. So this fence and gate we put in when we moved into here, and this is to stop the dog bounding around. Oh gosh, we've done so much here. So, sink unit, all of compost bins, the leaf mulch. This bed is a new bed that my husband put in. These two frames for the peas, that's all new. This bed didn't exist, that's in. all of the archways are new. At the back here we had 8-foot hedge and loads and loads and loads of brambles, which we are working our way through, and we can now see into the paddock, and we can see Charlie who's in the paddock. You might just see him there munching away. This bed has nothing in it. This bed is Brussels sprouts and chard, and if you watch my Instagram you will know that I've been making decoy cabbage white butterflies, and there is one there just in case some of those pesky critters come out early. The parsnips are starting to make a show. Garlic is still fantastic. Onions, meh. And broad beans are looking really, really healthy. This bed here held roses. I think there's 3 roses in here when we moved in, and it's now where we're going to have the fruit cage. Fruit, but no cage at the moment. So we've got the all gold autumn raspberry, not doing too well. I think I've got 2 strikes out of 4 sticks. We've got gooseberries, black currants, red currants, and then the blueberries interspread with standard strawberries and then the wild strawberries. The chickens, 3 chickens at the moment and 6 eggs in the incubator. They're enjoying themselves at the moment and laying really well. Going to head down in front of the stable block. These bulbs are ones that I bought from my allotment, and I put them there just to brighten up as you go into the allotment garden. Another arch. This was an existing arch, and this arch has got clematis on it. And this is a very shady area of the garden here. So this is where I've got heucheras, ferns, hostas. We've got foxgloves, lots and lots of stunning forget-me-nots, and then you can see the strawberry parfait camellia close up. Isn't she beautiful? The trees are doing really, really well. They had a massive prune, so let's hope we get lots of apples to make cider. So all in all we had about 5 tons of gravel delivered. And it's freshened up the side area here, giving us a thicker layer so it's not so wet when we get flooded. So this border, there's euphorbias, foxgloves, loads and loads of hellebores, lots and lots of forget-me-nots. We've got primulas, more euphorbias, and it's really looking shiny and fresh in the sunlight here. It's still a little bit windy as we come around. We've had, in the UK, we've had some really windy days, and that's damaged some of the plants, but on the whole, not too much. These are where I put all of those poorly sedums. I think it was before Christmas they went in, and they've overwintered okay. So these were the cherry trees that we purchased at the weekend. They're in, and in this border I've put some sweet peas up the frame, and we've also got quite a lot of primulas in here and hyacinths. There's a 2 Choicea mock orange, buddleia, and about 5 of the rescued delphiniums. This area is the very boggy bit. This area is a very, very boggy bit, and this is where the honeysuckle is now. It was climbing up into the thatch, which isn't an ideal situation, and that's a drainage ditch that goes into the field. The olive tree did well over winter. The daffodils here are really, really incredible, and in here are some pre-existing dahlias. Massive, massive rhododendron. No idea what the colour is. Loads of buds on it though. At the back there you can see the 4-bay compost bin that my husband built, and we're just tidying that area up now. Stunning redwood tree, which is looking incredible. Over to the roundabout, which is hawthorn. we haven't really had much chance to dig around there. I've left it, and there's quite a lot of lavender, lilies, rosebush or two, poached eggplant I think it's called, forget-me-nots, and to be fair, I'm going to leave it for the moment and see what happens. Got sweet peas again on the frames. Then we've got the magnolia tree, the Steelers, that I rescued from the local garden centre. That's had Dobbies as the local garden centre. This hasn't been laid out correctly. This is going to be all fantastic things like lupins and delphiniums. I was just listening to the birds then. That's why there was a strange pause. We come through this border. All I've done is top mulch this. All of these primulas were pre-existing, so they were here before. There's nothing new in here that I've put in, other than I think the Love in the Mist, which is there. This prunus tree is again another clearance item, and that was from the local garden centre. And then we come to the hedge, so you can just about see the verge, the other side of the brook, and that is where we are planting our bee meadow. It's not really a meadow, a bee verge. Anything will help. You can see the light levels change as you come under the tree. It gets very dark under here. And all around the tree is all our shade loving plants. It's a really nice area on a hot day. Up close with rhododendron. It's huge, it's such a big fella. And then here we have all of the new hawthorns. I think there's 22 plants gone in over the winter just to sort of fill in gaps in the hedge where the dog escapes into the cow field next door. What a difference the sun makes. That's it for my March tour. Lots going on. I'm going to carry on with the 5-minute films, so you can dip in and out of them if you want to. Please leave comments in below if you would like to see anything that I've not currently shown. But wish you all well as we start to come out of lockdown and isolation.
So thank you very much for watching. That's a goodbye from me, and I will catch up with you soon in April. Goodbye.